Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Jupiter, and if you're interested in fashion or beauty in any way, then please subscribe so we can talk about it together. So, what's your personal style? You may be watching this because you want to discover a style that's uniquely yours. You're tired of trends, aesthetics, and cores. But first, I just want to say that this isn't some quick and easy thing. Not even for me. It will require trial and error, and it can constantly change. Also, I'm not someone that just hates trends. I've liked a lot of the micro trends that have happened, actually. I understand the reasoning behind them and the want to immediately incorporate them into your wardrobe, but just slow down and put some thought into it. There's nothing wrong with looking at someone you perceive to be stylish and wanting to emulate and dress like them. However, you should want to be able to walk into a store, see something, and buy it because it works well with what you like and not because someone told you to get it. And also, just because you like it doesn't mean you should get it. Of course, things like your environment or finances, what you do for work, all of this could have an effect on your reasons for certain style choices, but I do think that there are ways around it. And you can even like something that others might think doesn't work well with your personality or vibe, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so first, what are your reasons for wanting to narrow down your personal style? Is it to make getting dressed every day easier? Do you want to elevate your sense of fashion? Is it because you want to look more put together or stylish, chic? These things play a role. I want you to think of maybe 5 to 10 brands, or the more the better, but 5 to 10 brands that you resonate with or you really like, and then ask yourself, why do you like them? You know, it's fine if it's for simple reasons like, oh, I just like the aesthetic, I like the vibe it gives, or maybe you just like the current designer at the fashion house. Maybe their clothes look really comfortable. What I then like to do is learn about the fashion house's brand ethos. What message did they or do they want to put out into the world? What makes the brand what it is? Some brands I currently like are Suki and Meister, Acne Studios, Bottega, Balenciaga, Easy Miyake, Prada, Yohji Yamamoto. I like Montbell, Maison Margiela, and Comme des Garçons, just to name a few. I'm sure that gives you a glimpse into what my personal style could be. There's this channel that I love to watch by the name of Rian Finn. She has this really good series on finding your personal style where she kind of explains how certain designers inspired her and she could connect with them on certain levels, and that's what shaped her personal style. Really interesting. I highly recommend giving it a watch. I will try to list the playlist somewhere in my description or something. But I definitely do agree with her. When I started to look at brands in that way, it really felt more interesting and I could learn more about them. So, for example, from the designer of the brand that I like, Suki, his philosophy comes from his interest in Japanese classical arts. I am someone that has always had interest in many Japanese designers. He's heavily inspired by Japan in the 1980s and the relaxed, fluid suiting worn by many of the salarymen at that time. You know, kind of reimagining it, making it more elegant and subversive. His clothing feels so nostalgic for some reason, even though I wasn't born in the 80s. Actually, in university, I was a biology and chemistry major, so I always saw myself working at a university, in academia, at a research facility, or like at a corporate job. So I always pictured my wardrobe having a lot of suiting, and I didn't really like it because they all just looked so tight and restrictive, even though I know if you have a perfect tailored suit, it won't be the case. However, it just looked that way to me. So when I saw his Tokyo Spring 2026 collection, a lot of the suiting just looked so good. And if I had a corporate job, I want to dress like that. I want those jackets, I want those blazers, I want those pants. They look so comfortable. And I just immediately picture myself wearing those outfits. So now when I look for certain clothing, if I can't afford his pieces, I like to look for stuff similar. His tailoring and designs really have an East and West fusion. He incorporates traditional workwear with the modern take on martial arts uniforms, which I really like. I liked the simplicity and again, the comfortability. So it really resonated with me. Another brand that I like is Maison Margiela. This brand is built on anonymity, pulling away from traditional norms or deconstruction. Growing up, I always felt a little othered, whether it be for my personality or my sexuality. So I connected with how different the Maison Margiela brand felt compared to a lot of the other brands I would see. It just looked so cool and I wanted to emulate that. They're big on upcycling and this kind of artisanal fashion, which I really like. I really like his spring 1996 ready-to-wear collection. The models were these opaque face coverings and came down the runway in a lot of grays, whites, silvers, browns, and sequins. It just looked so good. Those colors always stand out to me for some reason. He had the models walking on this giant like wood table, kind of like a wine bar with wine bottles lined on the side. This show just really inspired me. A lot of the silhouettes look really simple, but the designs are really interesting up close, and it just makes me want to look for more pieces like that. Or even the spring 1998 ready-to-wear. I just love that one. They were holding up all of the clothing individually, and on the wall it read, "When not worn, these pieces are totally flat." Margiela was interested in proportions, so he wanted to replicate a doll's clothing, but in adult sizes. All of the clothing looked so comfortable and so flat that the thought of putting these two-dimensional looking pieces on your body like a doll is just like, who wouldn't want to do that? All of the pieces work well together. You can mix and match without any thought, like many of those dolls' wardrobes. And again, it came in a color scheme that I tend to really love and lean towards. I just want everything. So all of this to say that you can even go a step further and choose a specific collection from a designer you really like and try to curate pieces from it. Of course, it may not be practical for everyone to do this. Even I can't constantly buy some designer pieces that I like, but you can always look for similar pieces that are more affordable. Or you can even search for other brands with a similar ethos, one with a designer outlook that you found yourself connecting with all the time, that are more affordable and attainable. Or just take your time and save up for it. I love looking for a collab. Soshiosuki had one with Zara, and I got a couple pieces from that collection, and by a couple I mean 6. I really liked everything, and it's not feasible for me to constantly buy pieces from his collection. So buying things from this collab allowed me to really dive deep and enter into his brand ethos and wear clothing with a similar vibe to the ones he usually makes, and I really like them. Or you can also look for things secondhand. Again, discovering your style is a slow process. There's nothing wrong with having a smaller wardrobe in the beginning. Okay, now that we've done all that, next I want you to go out in public and actually look at the clothes. Look at them up close, touch them, try them on, gauge your feelings when you look at yourself in the mirror. What I also like to do is look at that piece and think of about 2 to 3 other outfits that I can incorporate it into my wardrobe before I buy it, just to make things a bit easier. Let's put more thought into the pieces we want to buy. Sit and think on it for a while first. Ask yourself, do you want it because it indeed does fit your personal style, or if it's because you constantly see people talking about it or wearing it on TikTok? These questions are for the people that actually want to be able to make decisions for themselves in regards to finding their personal style. Alright, that's it for this video. It's really quick. I have a lot of more things I want to talk about, so I'm thinking about turning this into a series. It was kind of fun just sitting here and talking about it. So before you go, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. That would help me out a lot. And follow me on social media. Everything is at Jupiter Hurssey. Alright, see you next time.